guys, what's up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive. Whoop whoop. Well, it's supposed to be a wellness channel, but I've kind of dropped the ball on that. I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of tarot reading, astrology reading predominantly. Trying to build the content, you know how that goes. I get a little overly ambitious. Shower of abundance, baby. And that's what we're looking into today, right? So like we all want to manifest certain things in our life to make us, you know, happy, proud, successful individuals. Everyone's goals and dreams are obviously different, right? So let's look at the collective energy around what it is that we're manifesting, what we're bringing in. Ooh, very beautiful. This is, it's kind of like how we tap into, you know, I always say authentic self, but like really align with who we are, right? This is like us creating that, I don't want to say persona, like I want to say brand, which is so bad because that's like so sterile in business, but it is, right? Like, who are you? Like when all the, you know, stipulations about who you should be, what you should be doing, how you should act, how you should behave, when all of that is gone, you know, it's stripping away those things and really stepping into this power. And part of that I love is through occult knowledge. So exactly what we're doing here, right? Divination, that sixth sense. We all have it, I believe, 100%. We just got to exercise those muscles. And actually doing so is going to bring in what we want. But we have to be able to dream it into existence first, right? So really kind of taking time to get, I think this is about getting super clear with yourself about what it is that you are going after. It's that thing of life, like, yeah, like we can fantasize, we can hope, but we also have to like know what we want, what we like specifically, what it looks like, because that's when we're manifesting the thing that's right in alignment. When we don't have those details, we can get like a version of what we were hoping for, but it's just somehow not the right fit. All right, so let's look at this collective energy. It's collective reading. It may or may not resonate. If it does, then the message is meant for you. I also do personal readings, guys, so if you're interested, shout me out. Give me a shout out. Okay, so this is a level of refinement. I feel like you're on your path, you're in the zone, you're making things happen, but you have to get a little bit stronger, you know? This comes through practice, being methodical, placing time and intention into our visions, into our goals on a daily basis. To me, this is also like strengthening yourself through that element of wellness and taking care of yourself, having a good daily routine in place, especially if you're proactively building and growing something right now, right? Whether that's a business or education goals or, you know, making money to buy a new house or, you know, whatever that is for you, it's like making sure that you're making choices on the day-to-day that are, again, honoring that are towards that goal. Because so I do feel like it's happening. I feel like, yeah, but there's that natural order component. There's still some stuff that have to get shed. So to me, it's like we can sit here and say, you know, I want to make, you know, whatever, $100,000 a year, something like that. Then we have to like take steps in the interim, right? And there are going to be things that challenge us. Okay, are you making decisions that are in alignment with that amount of money? Or are you making decisions, you know, for like breadcrumbing? And remembering that the things that Spirit brings in your path to challenge you are actually allowing you to release and let go of those things. It's coming though, like I said. It's a protection because I feel like the places that you're not in alignment with yourself right now, if you were given that manifestation, then, you know, we either might, well, we wouldn't be ready for it, right? And we might mess it up. Or, you know, I also feel like this is being in an environment, or maybe like you weren't protecting yourself enough. Maybe you've, you know, awareness and protection comes into play where there's some things in our environment that are not positive, right? So, and it does feel like it's outside energy, like coming from people and places and things around you. Let's do some light element to clarify that. So you are being protected, even if you're not, okay, yeah, even if you're not seeing those goals manifest, it's like continuing to trust, knowing that it is coming into play, that you are on your way to, you're learning, you're gaining in wisdom and knowledge and understanding through this experience, through this order of things. And honestly, it's actually preparing you for that abundance because, you know, I think that's the other thing, like, granted, we all have our own levels of what that abundance looks like in our life, right? But sometimes people feel a certain kind of way when you get that, you know? There could be a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, especially around those who you are close to. Okay, so this is really talking about interesting. So, you know, being mindful, again, of like what you surround yourself, who you're bringing into your close environment. There's a lot of stress coming from home, family, loved ones, people that you're close to. And it really is kind of like I said, coming from that place of like provoking some of triggering some of those lessons that might be a little challenging, that we might not really want to be participating in, but it is making us stronger. It reminds me, it's like working out at the gym. I don't know why I thought of this because I am not a weightlifter at all, but you know, you got to do the hard work, the heavy lifting in order to receive, you know, or kind of like get to that physique or whatever strength, whatever the goal of that is. I feel like if you would have gotten things sooner, because this does have that energy of stagnancy around it, you know, like things aren't coming in maybe as quickly as what you had hoped or anticipated. But like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it could have been a bad thing is what I'm hearing. But it actually saved you from something. I think more stressors, and this could have been stuff that you cut off. Like I said, this is really involving like the challenges around home, around family. Yeah, divine timing to confirm it. Let me get a few more messages from the tarot. Oops. Ooh, Justice just flipped out. That is the energy of Libra. It's legal matters as well, guys. So like, it's almost like if something would have come into place sooner. This is like trust the universe, right? That everything happens for a reason, because it really is catering to the whole, this natural order. Even when we don't like it, even when it's like annoying AF, right? Yeah. Because you are trying to manifest what you want. King of Wands energy. That could be the person you're dealing with. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, Page of Wands. Okay, so it's just like, this to me does not feel like your energy, yeah. Because that's coming through as the Virgo, the Hermit. So this is like, I feel like someone who is very short-sighted. Dealing with someone who doesn't think it through, tries to manhandle the situation, you know, like just try to control and dictate the terms and how things unfold. But really, there's like a lot of naivete with this person. I mean, because it's coming more out of that place of like strength and power. And this is what you're being protected from. But why? Let's look at why. Why do you need protection from this? Okay, plans and action. There's air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Making new plans of action. Yeah, like, okay, so it kind of goes back to that, like, cultivating strength. There's still a lot of healing energy. The star is ruled by Aquarius. We're in Aquarius season as I'm doing this reading. So it's like, and you know, the star in the tarot is also considered wish fulfillment from the major arcana. So it's like, you're really building and cultivating exactly what you want, and you have to put those plans into action. And it does feel like moving away from this old energy. You know, this actually, obviously, this definitely is related to home and family, you know, especially with this child energy here. Ooh. Put those back up just in case, right? A lot of stress around these issues. So had things come in sooner for you, it really would have, you know, like I said, it's like when we get something too early, it would have hindered, I feel, in the long run. Yeah, because there was this strong need to stop putting energy into this BS, you know. You could be leaving a relationship behind, someone who, you know, just didn't vibe with you, you know. You could have kids with this person. It could be a divorce. It could be separation, legal separation, custody, etc. But this to me feels like something that really kept you down, you know, that you had to walk away from in order to find this level of refinement. Yeah, look at that confirmation right there. Big change, you know, and I feel like this is huge, like long-term change, maybe things that you weren't really expecting. You know, maybe you thought this was a long-term person. Yeah, but this person is very selfish. Like I said, they don't think things through. And so I feel like they might have taken action too quickly, not really realizing maybe like what they were getting themselves into. And I feel like it needed to unfold in this way. Okay. Yeah. Well, that is happiness, fulfillment. Woo! Yeah, I mean, it's just, this person was just playing with fire the whole time. Yeah. It's this fear around, you know, this devil energy of just, again, there's that control, someone who needs to have the upper hand, who needs to dictate how it goes. And it unfortunately really messed with the happiness. But you knew this all along, I think. Because it looks like I said, you had to put that stop to it. You had to say, okay, no more of this, right? And your abundance is coming. It's all in a matter of time. I think it's trusting it, knowing it, letting the dust settle a little bit more from this situation. Yeah. You had to have this level of clarity. I feel like whatever this was, I'll keep that out. Whatever you moved through, it was like you had to see this person for who they effing were, right? Ooh, waxing and waning crescent. Very interesting. So it's, yeah, it's like that final sliver of release, like seeing, I feel like, you know, that's very sobering to see how people treat you, especially in the bad times. because that says a lot about who they are and their character and how they show up for you, right? What the level of commitment is in any area, whether it's relationship, intimate relationship, love, family, you know. And I feel like in those experiences, that's when we can better align ourselves with our abundance. It's not always fun to see those things about people, but it also helps us understand that if we keep saying yes to the people that aren't treating us well in those hard times, then we're actually, again, blocking that abundance. Yeah, it's just bringing out, it's triggering too much. Interesting. So it's the sun, it's the full moon. We actually have a full moon tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this reading. But this is really shedding a lot of light, a lot of clarity on, yeah, I love that. That's abundance Jupiter right there, guys. So Jupiter is considered the great benefact. It is what brings us that ultimate abundance that we're all kind of looking for. And it's like we have to go through, like I was saying, this is just that confirmation that like we have to go through the polarizing things in order to receive what we want. And it's not fun, but that is how we grow, you know. If you're familiar with that concept of the unified field theory, quantum physics, it's awesome. But it is that concept that, you know, in order to get things to manifest, there has to be tension. There has to be something that actually brings that enlivenment into being. And it's the same thing with us on the physical level. We have to see people, places, and things clearly for who they are, right? The way that they try to dictate, control, manipulate based on their own agenda and what works for them. And yeah, it sucks. It's not fun to see that. It hurts. But it also is giving us that clarity on what we need to be saying yes to. And it's coming and it's here, obviously. That's how the reading's ending. I'm not going to choose anymore, you know. But it's just like taking that value of doing your due diligence, knowing that you're en route, you know. There's been some stuff that have gotten in the middle, in the way of your abundance coming in right now. But I do feel like it's softening the more, like I said, that you recognize through the challenge, through the difficulty. It's going to help you be stronger, you know. So I hope that helps, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Definitely make sure to like it if you resonated with the message. Drop comments below. I would love to hear from you. All right. Have a lovely day. Many blessings.